There we go, baby.
Oh.
Off and running. Off and running.
Oh.
Ramble 4TT.
Oh. 42.
Our dicks are so big, your pussies are so little. Our dicks are so big. Our dicks are so big, your pussies are so little. Our dicks are so big. Hey, look at those big dicks. Hey, look at them little pussies. Hey, look at them big dicks. This is why we need more entrants.
Yeah, we can't. You can't be left up to us.
No, dicks. I know there's two, and I still get an email. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
remember that last? Look at us.
Boom.
Hey, what's happening?
Look at that.
Welcome, everybody.
Right
This
there.
is the Ramble, a geek's guide to pop culture. We are your geeks. I'm comedian Jerry Rocha right there.
Comedian Ed Pence.
Now, we are going to be, eventually we're getting alt-right Cody back. And it's just,
Eventually.
how big of
He's
a...
in Mar-a-Lago this week. He's
He's
just
been a
checking.
big Mar-a-Lago party. And, I mean, alt-right Cody, putting Linda McMahon in charge of education. Brilliant alt-right Cody move. His fingerprints are all over.
All over this new administration.
Oh, man. My favorite meme was the one I sent you so far. It was a picture of Matt Skate smiling. It said, she's a 10, and then ... greater. Fucking hilarious.
Hey,
Oh,
but those pedophiles, boo.
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 Matt
on those-
Gaetz, Attorney General. But boo, we don't like pedos. Bro, we're anti-pedo, bro.
You
Boo,
fucking
Matt Gaetz. Go Matt Gaetz, Attorney General.
hypocritical pieces of shit.
Oh,
all of
it's
you.
bad. The funniest was when Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, I will expose all the pedophilia in the Republican Party. Well, so it's everywhere?
If we're going to dance, let's dance in the sunlight.
All right, fucking. So it's all over. You fucking
Do it.
idiots. Oh boy. Here we are, man. Eddie, so subscribe to the Ramble.
Do
5-star rating, positive text review. If you don't do those things, Eddie and I are just gonna have to assume you're a chump.
Yeah.
Can I be
And that's
meaner?
not hard to do. Not hard
Can I
to do
be-
that.
Can I be angrier?
You could.
We're gonna have to assume you're a sucker.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to assume you're a sucker.
A sucker and a chump.
And a chump. Could you imagine being that combination walking into
Wow.
the club? How much
Wow.
how much non-poon are you getting?
All the non-poon.
Being a sucker and a chump.
Yeah. All the non-poon.
Afuera. None. No poon. No poon for you. Poonless. You'll be a poonless person. So I'm trying to watch Dune, Eddie.
That
Dune-
series?
Yeah.
How was that?
Good. It is.
Is it good?
Fucking yeah, dude. Now it's based on some prequel shit. And again, and we talked about it before, but the prequel stuff always bugs me when the technology is this is 10,000 years before the Dune. And everything looks the same.
This is 10,000 years prior to the Dune
the
we just
movie.
got.
To
Okay.
the two movies and the first
And-
book.
Okay.
Everything looks the same. 10,000 fucking
Nothing's
years.
advanced? No advancements?
You ain't done shit. They got spaceships. He got what do you? Oh, and they had a scene where two characters were sparring, and they had
Yeah.
them same little fucking body shields that they had. Look,
Oh, come on.
It's 10,000 years. You ain't done a fucking
10,000?
thing.
Now, see, I know a lot of people complained about the way the prequels in Star Wars look compared to the original trilogy, and and George Lucas made that hey, no, it was a more pristine universe, galaxy back then. And the
Emperor hadn't
Civil
fucked it
War,
up yet. The Empire hadn't fucked it up yet.
Yeah, the Civil War is what really the Empire and the Civil War sort of made everything old and used, which was that worked.
Yes. Palpatine hadn't put Project 2025 into
You're
play
right.
yet. So.
He didn't put Elon in charge of cutting $2 trillion out of the budget.
Elon
yet.
and Vivek Ramaswamy, they hadn't started doing their shit yet. So.
They haven't started. Elon hadn't put them in charge. Or Palps hadn't put them in charge yet.
All the fucking plant life on Tatooine that we didn't get to see. Yeah, it's 10,000 years and ain't a damn thing changed. I don't know.
That's
But
a long time.
a
10,000
long
years
time.
is a long time.
I might talk about the Dune thing because I kind of want to spoil one thing about the first episode, but that's
Okay.
only if you're going to be okay with me spoiling.
That's fine because I wasn't really intrigued in watching that.
Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the new Dune series. Eddie's gonna geek the fuck out about a new figure he's got. Oh, and time permitting, we will finally do our Heaven's Gate Super Nintendo.
Super Heaven's Gate.
Super Heaven. So stay tuned to today's Ramble. So okay. This is so. What this is, what's interesting about it, what I'm all in for is and finally something that has yet to evolve is in this show, and it's the Bene Gesserit, the army of whoas.
So that they're not around yet. They're not around yet.
Just beginning. They are just in the opening.
So is this the origin of the Bene Gesserits?
It's what it seems like. Yeah, it seems like this is it, and I'm in. But Mark Strong plays a guy whose his family is in control of Arrakis.
Okay.
And they're like, well, the Freemen are a problem. I'm like, how is it? It's 10,000 years. Anyway, it's a little that again, little weird. It's in Knights of the Old Republic. It would have been interesting if like your character created the first lightsaber. Give us something.
That'd be kind of interesting.
But
even Knights of the Old Republic was only like 1,000 years.
Thousand. But ain't nobody had a rocket launcher 1,000 years ago. Here.
I
mean, come on.
And what are we going to have in 1,000 years?
Right. Huh? Well, we probably won't be here again. Project.
We won't be here, but think about it.
I don't think anyone will. But Mark Strong's character is the guy who's in charge of Arrakis now. So this is like he is the Cowboys head coach, just waiting to get fired.
It's just Mike McCarthy. He's just Mike McCarthy right now.
He's just the lame duck on the hot seat.
Nothing he can do going to save that job.
Ain't nothing. As we know, spoiler alert, that family is not in control of Arrakis by the time so his family is in control of Arrakis, and he's got a daughter that he's marrying off to another family because this family can provide him with an army basically and ships to fight the Fremen on Arrakis.
That's got to be some good poon that he's giving away to get an army for it.
To get an army for that poon. And his daughter, you're assuming she's like, 20, 21, 19, maybe. And
would you still watch a show if she was like 5? If she was 5, would you keep watching the show?
Well, that's her husband. That's where I'm going to.
Oh, okay. All right.
She's basically being married off to an 8-year-old. I swear.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, is he now the coolest dude in his fucking second grade class? Walking in with this fucking.
Well, how hard up are those parents to give away an army to get their 8-year-old laid?
They had to get this 8-year-old some pussy. And his name was like Percy or something. I called him Percy Pringle, right? And he looked very like if you had no idea who Percy Pringle was as a wrestling fan, and you just heard the name Percy Pringle, and you saw that kid, Percy Pringle. That kid's Percy Pringle. And there's a character who is like he's like the oh fuck, what was his name? Fucking goddamn, Josh Brolin.
Okay.
For Mark Strong's family, he was like the Josh Brolin guy, right?
Like the man at arms for the family.
Yeah, the man at arms for this family. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe a little bit of Duncan, Idaho. I don't know, but he was almost killed on Arrakis, and he seems a little flaky, a little out of it now that he's back. He's got a little bit of that 1,000-yard stare going. Right. Dude who worked at that store we went to. They had
he's seen some shit. He's not over it.
He's seen some shit is how it looks. And and then and I was like, all right, it's kind of it's but apparently and there's some shit I didn't know about this in the Dune world, but there was a big war. Basically the Terminators took over in Dune.
Okay.
And humans had to fight off the Terminators.
Okay.
And That's the most. I'm sure it goes deeper than that, but that's so. This is
And
like
this was 10,000 years prior to Dune with the Terminators.
prior to the book, and maybe even a couple of maybe 100 years before the events of this show, maybe like 50, 60, something like that, right? So
Okay.
humans
Okay.
beat off the Terminators. They killed the Terminators, and an Atreides led them to. So we get that hint that an Atreides was like the hero against the Terminators.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
Atreides and the Harkonnens, they exist, right? They're already pretty, well-known families at this point.
Right.
But the technology for those Terminators is forbidden. They were called thinking machines, and that is can't have them anymore, right?
No.
Since seeing as how they enslaved all of humanity, we probably shouldn't have these around.
Don't do those again.
But at the wedding night, the little kid had little Lord Fauntleroy, Percy Pringle, just opens up a toy, and it's like this little transforming Terminator lizard that runs around. And
Right.
everyone's like, what the fuck is happening? And they're all ready to kill him. And the man-at-arms guy stabs at the toy and is like, and gives it back to the kid. And then the woman that he's going to marry, who seems to be one of the main characters of the show, she defends her new husband, right? She's like
The 8-year-old Percy.
The 8-year-old Percy. And she kind of calls off Mark Strong, and Mark Strong is like, he gets neutered instantly. Because even though this is forbidden technology, they got him by the balls because he needs their weaponry and their systems.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So he's like, "Oh, we're not going to enforce this right now," and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then the wife, the new wife, looks at Percy, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." And it was another one of those moments where I don't know if you're gonna like the show because I don't know if anyone's worth rooting for. Because then she just looks at him and go, "It's okay," and then she goes, "You do that again, you little shit, I'll cut your throat myself." And it's like, oh, right. So it's like, oh,
Okay.
all right. And then but anyway, we go to later. It's like that night, and
Yeah.
the little kid is sitting there with the Man-at-Arms, and he's trying to apologize. And Man-at-Arms just like, they're just alone in this little hallway, and Man-at-Arms just kind of giving him the fucking weirdo look. And then Mark Strong, he's just doubting Man-at-Arms' story about how he almost died. So he's he's looking at the tape. He found tape. He's watching film.
Watching the film. Yeah.
Watching
Breaking
film.
it down.
Like, he's breaking down film. And you see this massive fucking sandworm come right to Man-at-Arms.
Right.
And Mark Strong's like, ain't no way he survived this. Right? He's just thinking, something's up.
Okay.
And as he's piecing this together, the little kid's like something like, "Well, I won't make that mistake again." And Man-at-Arms like, "Yeah, you won't." And then he just fucking melts the kid. The kid just starts like, like that shit that Paul puts his hand in, that box that makes it super hot. Like he does it for real to his whole body, and he doesn't even use anything, it looks like. He's just staring at him. And the kid just like, ah! He just starts. I was like, holy shit.
So Percy's done. Percy's out?
Percy's out. Percy was like the fourth guy at the Rumble, and fucking he was in the ring for a minute and a half.
Wow.
They tossed him out before number 5 showed up.
Wow.
Like he was Santino Morello at the Rumble. It was just like, what the fuck? But I thought, goddamn, they just fucking melted an 8-year-old. They were just like, it was like, oh shit.
So is the Man-at-Arms guy? Is that he one of these thinking machines?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to wonder. Was he replaced by a robot? That's my thought. He's
that's what it seems like.
And then when they deal with him, is his robot type, is that going to be the basis for those Mentat things that we get in the current Dune, right? Like those people who serve the families who are kind of like Lobots. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
Is that how they get started? I'm wondering.
So this whole series about the origin of the Lobot characters.
I'm maybe it's the Mentats and the Hewies. And it has a great opening, and I'm in. I want to see what happens. I'm definitely into this. Look, I'm telling you, it's so much better than that Lord of the Rings fucking show with the Grand Elf and all that bullshit. I'm like, please give me more of this.
Okay.
That and Penguin. Look, HBO, fuck Max, HBO. We're gonna call it HBO.
Okay.
HBO's back, baby. They are woo. I
Woo.
mean, this is.
Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes of Penguin. That's good shit. That
Wait a
is good
minute.
shit.
Then how? Wait. Then you gotta go back to Breaking Bad because it's the same thing. Ain't nobody worth rooting for in either one of those shows.
Yeah, but I'm more into this than the season and a
Ain't
half of
nobody
Breaking
worth
Bad.
rooting for in any of these.
No, there's not. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, this is I enjoy what's happening here. Whereas
I'm
Breaking
telling you.
Bad, I'm like, I don't.
I might have to just force you to watch, like, finish the season you're on or whatever.
I'm a season and a half in. I don't give a fuck about
you
ever
gotta
seeing
keep
another
going.
episode.
You gotta keep going.
I don't want
Colton
to.
liked it, right?
Yeah, he wants to keep watching it.
Come on, do it for your boy. But dude, I just couldn't believe they melted little Percy Pringle. Just got like, fuck. They ain't bullshitting with this motherfucker.
Man.
And then like there was this woman who was like Percy Pringles' like nanny
Yeah.
who went to the Bene Gesserit school, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
And I think then she had visions of like of the woman who was being married off, right?
Yeah.
Mark Strong's daughter being like, "You did this to me," and she's freaking out. So she
Okay.
goes to the Bene Gesserit, the new school, and when Percy Pringle gets melted, she's all fucking on fire too. Like Tomax and Zaymot. I don't know what's going on.
Interesting.
I don't know, but it was fucking great. That Dune Prophecy was fucking good, and I normally don't give a shit about prequels.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we already know. We
Yeah.
already know. But
We already know what's
this
happening.
is- all right.
Okay.
Like I don't want to watch a movie about. I personally, I would not want to watch a television show about Mike McCarthy 2 years before he became the Cowboys head coach, preparing to get back into coaching. I don't want to see that.
Well, because
shit.
you know the utter failure that happens.
I don't give a fuck. I could give a fuck. But now, Eddie, what are you geeking out over? Come on,
dude.
I geeked out over a fucking 8-year-old getting melted. On it.
Before he got any poon.
Poor Percy Pringle couldn't even get his first dick wet ever. He just died a fucking loser.
I was at the at Target, and
Yeah.
I always as we always are wont to do, we go into the toy section and just take a
It's our
take a
first
look.
stop. It's our first stop, and
at a
it will
Target.
always be our first stop.
Always
and if that's
and
not
forever.
your first stop at Target, what's wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Look at your life and go, what have I done wrong? If stopping
And-
at the toy section.
I guess Marvel Legends had just put out Odin.
Ooh, a la madre, mira este way. Look at this thing.
Look at that thing. It's massive. It's the size of a Hulk action figure.
Look at this.
It's a massive Odin.
Oh my God.
Like they had done, Marvel Legends before had done a Build-A-Figure of Odin.
Odin
In an
didn't
old
look as
Thor
good as
line.
that. Didn't look as
And
good
he's
as
just a
that.
normal size. He's normal size Odin. This is like
Jesus
This
Christ.
dick slinging Odin. This is
This
like
is
fucking.
getting poon whenever he wants. Odin.
This is look at that. I don't need no Odin sleep.
Ooh, no.
Look at that.
Look, he's not going to let a robot Percy Pringle him.
No, fuck that
right
shit.
there.
Look at that.
Eddie.
He's got the crow. He's got the crows with him.
Oh, Jesus
Look
Christ.
at different
Wow.
different hats he can wear.
Wow. Look at
that.
Man, look at this. Is there a
Fucking-
MAGA edition where the crows are named Silk and Pearl or whatever? Diamond
Yes,
and
there's-
Silk.
Diamond and silk.
And then he's got a red hat you can put on him.
Dude, Eddie, we're at the golden age of toys.
Dude,
I don't understand. Like, I'll tell you right now, I could not imagine being 6 years old right now.
And seeing these things.
Oh my God. It's
Like
what
I'm
would
a
you
kid of
do?
the
What
'80s.
would you do if 6-year-old you
Saw this stuff.
just gets teleported right now? You're at Target, right? 6-year-old
Yeah.
you're at Target. You walk through one of the Doctor Strange things, and then boom, you're
You're
in a
there.
Target now, and you're like, what the fuck? You know, like,
Because we grew up in the 80s and we had Transformers, you had G.I. Joe, you had Star Wars, you had He-Man, you had Mask. You had some great
Thundercats.
Thundercat. You had great toys.
Trying to think of the big lines before Ninja Turtles. Those are pretty much.
That was it. That was like
Those were
82 Transformers. Yeah, Transformers. You had like 82 to 88. That was it.
Those were your top of the card action figures before
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And they were all good, but like when I go back home and I look at my old toys,
Yeah.
and I love them and they're beautiful, but the way, if you look at them compared to the way they're made now, you're like, well, these like the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, like, okay, well, their arms don't even bend.
They're
It's
even
just
bad. They're terrible.
they're terrible.
Stupid looking now. And now
They were great when I was a kid,
Fuck
but like
yeah.
now, with the articulation and the
It's
detail,
unbelievable. I tell you, you know what I thought the best line was back then? Was the DC Superpowers or whatever it was called.
Yeah, that was a great line.
That was because all McFarlane did was make his new ones just look like bigger, more posable versions of those, and he's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
But that I remember that Steppenwolf figure was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate, Green Lantern, I think was the best of the best out of those.
Green Lantern. I
Green
like the
Lantern-
Batmobile. The Batmobile was
The
great.
I never had that was fucking, but Green Lantern and the Dr. Fate they were like, shit, these are fucking incredible
Yeah.
toys. But now it's just, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. What
I mean, Marvel Legends. It's just Marvel Legends is insane. Like you buy a line, there's a Build-A-Figure in it, and you're like, holy fuck, I'm getting like
I
a
would've lost
free
my
sixth
fucking mind.
figure. I'm getting
And
a
then-
free sixth figure out of this toy line.
And what's even better is and then imagine if we saw that shit back then when they would have been like $3 each.
Yeah,
Oh God.
dude. And the deep cuts they're doing. Like
Oh.
you got fucking Wolverine with the fucking what was he when he had the flaming claws and the
death
flaming
thing,
face.
the demon guy. Yep.
Fuck, like you're getting like these deep cut Marvel Legends, whereas like before it was like you got Daredevil. Daredevil was a deep cut back then.
I'm trying to think what the deepest cut was out of the Secret Wars line. And it's either, to me, it's Daredevil or Zemo, right? They
Yeah.
had to have been, and they were both incredible figures. And to Marvel's credit, man, on the Secret Wars line, Iron Man, they knocked him out of the park. Iron Man was a great figure. Doom was a great
Yeah.
figure. Wolverine, the Spider-Man was unreal.
Spider-Man's
That-
great.
and then
both
especially the
Spider-Mans.
black, the symbiote one, and then, but Zemo was fucking awesome. The Doctor Octopus was great. Magneto was a fucking.
But
great
like you
one.
didn't get like deep cuts. You didn't get Claw. You didn't get
No,
the Beyonder. You didn't get those guys.
That's why I loved that X-Force X-Men line that Toy Biz did in the mid to late '90s. Because you got GW Bridge. You got you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you started getting the deep cuts, and that was fucking fantastic. And I think that's why it can, like, and this is no offense to He-Man, but what killed that line was they were doing deep cuts that no one ever fucking heard of.
Yeah, they were just making shit up and
They
throwing
were
it
just
out
it
there.
was like, what, there's a samurai. This is fucking stupid as shit.
Here's Fry Cook Man. Like it was just fucking stupid. It was the lawnmower. It was just dumb. Whatever they could think of, they would make a figure out of.
Trimester. He's a fucking abortion dog. We have trimester.
So you're just like, well, I don't even want to buy this because I don't even know what this is. It's not even in the
Right.
cartoon.
I didn't even see this in the fucking cartoon. That's what hurt. But see, with Marvel Legends, and they still give you an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Every other line. They still give
Every
you
other
a
line.
Wolverine every other line. They still give you a Spidey because there's been a billion different outfits those
Yeah.
motherfuckers can put on. Okay,
And they're giving you
cool,
new ones
okay.
all the time, and they're upgrading them.
Right. It's very, very wise the way they're doing it, and it's I mean, fuck, dude. That Odin is fun. But I was thinking, like, imagine just walking down a Target as a kid and seeing what we have now. Oh, Eddie.
Dude.
Eddie.
The GI Joes alone, with the guns and the different articulations and the accessories that come with the GI Joes, it's insane.
It's oh my god.
Like there's holsters and there's different hands. It's insane what you can do with the figures now.
Okay, now we're gonna do this. What was the Ultimate Joe off that original line? Okay, what was the Green Lantern? What was the, you know what I mean? Like what Joe? Because I think we both agree like Jetfire's probably up there for Transformers.
Yeah, Jetfire's up there for Transformers.
What
I loved
who's
when
the
when
Joe?
Zartan came out. I fucking love
I was
Zartan.
about to say I think that gimmick of Zartan changing colors.
And you had the
was-
face mask, the mask you could put on him.
Yes.
That he kept in his backpack.
Oh, so Ramble at the ramblepod.com. If you're of our age, what was your big one for each of the, you know what I mean? For each of those, for Thundercats, I think I had to go either Tigra or Panthro.
Panthera for me.
Panthro was,
for
because
that.
Panthro was just like, he had just a completely different body type than all the others. That's what I loved
Yeah.
about him. He was like a brawling, like, you could throw him in with your LJN WWF figures, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it fit. Panthro was fucking great. I think you and I both are Jetfire guys when it comes to
Jetfire's fucking. You had to have
Oh,
Jetfire.
you had to have Jetfire. Like, overall of any of the, I take that back. Skylinks. When I got Skylinks, that was pretty fucking
Yeah.
incredible. But yeah, for
But
the
Zartan for that
Joes-
original Joe line, just because he had the backpack with the face mask and
Yeah.
he turned blue in sunlight. It was
It
like
was
this is the
fucking
most
amazing.
complex figure.
fucking, which really made him the worst master of disguise ever.
Yes. Why
Wait a
why is Kyle dressed like Zartan? It's he's walking around Joe Base. He's got Kyle's face, but he's dressed like Zartan.
I mean, yeah, that's rock and roll shirt, but he's got a blue fucking face. I don't know. Something tells me this is Zartan, guys. Look, call me crazy, but I mean, to really pull that Zartan off, you'd need Dr. Mindbender just there
Right.
fucking him. And like,
Did Zartan ever get ballsy and go roadblock? Did he ever do a roadblock? Did he ever go blackface?
could you imagine?
Even fucking like Cobra Commander's like, I wouldn't do that.
No.
Of all the Joes, you can't pick another one?
That's not a Mexican you could look like. You have to embarrass us this much.
You're gonna get us canceled.
Well, not anymore. Now it's going to be encouraged. We're going to have a cartoon where Zartan goes in blackface. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Everybody's been telling me. Oh, fuck. That would be fucking insane. If Zartan...
Just dressed up like Doc. And you're like,
what the fuck is that? Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. That was... Whew. Ooh, that is wow. But yeah, I'm with you. It's Zartan. It's Zartan.
There was no figure like him.
No, it was just. What about Mask? Who's your Mask? Who walks?
I always
away with
liked
that?
Thunderhawk.
Thunderhawk
Just the
was
red car that turned. I mean, it was just so simple and
so simple.
it was my
yet
favorite
so effective. All right,
and so cool.
who's your? My Masters of the Universe is a little weird.
Who's my? I don't. I was always like Man at Arms for some reason.
Man at Arms is my okay. It's 1A, 1B. Man at Arms is my number 2.
Okay.
But 1A and 1B is Stratos.
Okay.
Or the guy, I forgot his name, but he was like the one who was like the Green Lantern. He was like the space police guy who had
Zodak?
Zodak! Zodak was fucking awesome. I had to go.
Yeah.
It was either Zodak or Stratos, and then Man at Arms round, because Man at Arms had the armor and all that shit. Like it was just, he was, and he seemed like, and why was Fisto like twice the size arm wise as everyone else? Fisto was like the most jacked fucking guy out of all that. Like, and is I hate to say this might be a controversial statement, but how pointless was Ram Man really?
Yeah. And
That
how much CTE did he have?
He
He went home and beat his wife.
He was the Aaron Hernandez of Eternia.
he just went home and
Oh,
abused his
that
wife
was a
and kids
fucking piece of shit.
because his brain was just rotten with CTE.
Oh, fuck. So here we are, Eddie. It's our favorite segment of the Ramble, the Super Nintendo game that should have been Super Heaven's Gate. And what's on the cover? Like, it's
pair of
got to
tennis
be the guy
shoes?
with the eyes, right? Or is it him with the shoes?
Maybe just one shoe floating through space. Like they got picked up by the spaceship, and
Right.
one shoe
Right.
fell off, and it's just floating through space.
Like, I know with Trump and the media, they've been accused of sane washing, right?
Yeah.
But my God, if anyone's been sane washed, it's the Heaven's Gate Wikipedia page. Scholars have described the theology of Heaven's Gate as a mixture of Christian millennialism, New Age, and ufology, and has been characterized as a UFO religion. So bullshit. Just why can't they just say scholars have decided this was all a load of shit?
People who've seen this go, this is a bunch of fucking crazy people.
This is fucking insane, and this is fucking stupid, and this is bullshit. Like, and no offense to the former quarterback, but I always keep thinking the guy was Major Applewhite, and that's Marshall Applewhite.
Yeah, Major Applewhite played for the Mountaineers, I believe.
So is
Or no, did he? Who Major Applewhite
he was
play
a
for?
Texas Longhorn.
Oh, Texas Long. Major Harris played for the
Yeah,
Mountaineers.
yeah, he was a Texas Longhorn, Major Apple. But now this is very sad. Marshall Applewhite was born in Texas, kind of at the bottom of the Panhandle, in the middle of fucking nowhere, and
He never had a chance.
No, he never had a shot. He never
had a shot.
God, but look at this. He moved to New York City in an unsuccessful attempt to be a professional having a singing career.
Oh.
And then that derailed him. Dude, what is it about showbiz? It just fucks up everybody who doesn't really
When
get
people
what they
don't make
wanted.
it, they fucking crack.
In what they want. So you want to be known as this. Oh, okay, I'll just go do this. Fuck. Like,
They fucking lose their minds
it's
and they
insane.
snap.
So what do you think is it beginning? Is it beginning like he's walking away? There's like a band on stage, and the singer. Is that the opening?
Maybe it's
cutscene?
like a battle of the bands and you're in the contest.
And no matter what kind of button combination you do, you lose.
You lose.
Oh fuck!
And so you have to hitchhike back to Texas.
Right. And then on the way, some fucking psychotic trucker just picks you up and tells you about UFOs and shit.
Yeah, you gain this UFO knowledge on your hitchhiking journey. You have to collect these different pieces of information at different truck stops and gas stations and whorehouses
Oh God.
and biker bars.
All right, so I'm gonna read you this, and you tell me where we go with this. All right, in the game. All right. Son of a Presbyterian minister and former soldier, Applewhite began his foray into biblical prophecy. Okay, how did that work out in the early 70s? He was fired from the University of St. Thomas in Houston, Texas, over an alleged relationship with one of his male students. Hey, I ain't mad at that, playa. Hey, player, I ain't mad at that. Go get you some. It's college. It's all right. In March of 72, he met Bonnie Nettles, a 44-year-old married nurse with an interest in theosophy, whatever that is, and biblical prophecy.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Biblical prophecy.
There's no religion higher than the truth, is there? All right, so theosophy, if you look at their fucking logo, it's like everything. It's a Star of David. It's like a fucking Ankh. It's a Tibetan thing. It's a
It's
swastika.
like the coexist bumper sticker.
Yeah, it's all this. It's just like you fucking spineless fucks. You just one of them's right. We'll just pick them all.
Pick a lane, man.
They met in a hospital where she worked. He was visiting a sick friend. Rumors it was a psychiatric hospital. He later recalled that he felt he had known Nettles for a long time and concluded they had met in a past life. It's that easy, Eddie.
No, there you go.
And then she told him their meeting had been foretold to her by extraterrestrials,
Sure.
persuading him that he had. So, do you play as both of them? There's got it right.
Yeah,
Is it like one of those?
I
Things
think
where,
it's like
you
that.
know-
It's like the Super Star Wars game where different levels you can pick different players to be. You could be Han or Chewbacca or Luke. So
Right.
depending on the level you're on.
So do you wait? So like, if you beat the game with like a perfect score, can you replay it and you just pick like a severed nutsack?
Yeah.
Like like.
Well, there's the castration boss you have to beat,
Right. And then
where you have to
severed-
self-castrate.
And then you can play if you do it all perfect. You can
Yeah, you gotta hit the buttons as fast as you can to self-castrate.
Right. So Applewhite and Nettles pondered the life of Saint Francis and Assisi. Read works by Helena Blavatsky. Vats. R.D. Lang and Richard Bach. They kept a King James Bible and studied passages from the New Testament, focusing on Christology, asceticism, and eschatology. I don't know whatever the fuck
Okay.
any of this is. Jesus, how y'all just be a good person. What is all this other crazy
All that other
shit?
stuff's just made up bullshit from other
You
people.
just be a good fucking person, y'all.
Read
Just
comic books. That's a
treat-
better use of your time.
Just be kind to everybody. Listen to them. Maybe accept their differences. That's all. None of this
There you
other
go.
shit. Jeez, fucking. Anyway, Applewhite, surprise, surprise, also read science fiction, including works by Robert Heinlein and Arthur C. Clarke. Heinz, Clarke.
Heinz? Heinlein?
The Applewhite and Nettles' belief solidified. They wrote a pamphlet that described Jesus' reincarnation as a Texan, a veiled
sure.
reference to Applewhite.
Jesus loved Texas.
And him. He's basically saying it was him. So what level? Is that stage 3? You have to just convince a bunch of morons that you're Jesus? Is that like...
Yeah. You have to go around convincing people you're Jesus by performing miracles.
Imagine you fall like, hey, fuck, I met the reincarnation of Jesus. And then like a year later, like, wait, I gotta cut my dick off.
He was at Arby's. Jesus was at Arby's.
Oh, it's crazy. Jesus called this chicken, this Arby's employee, an NC word. He just goes, hey, right there, it's him. It's got to be the guy. Look at this. So they also concluded they were the two witnesses described in the book of Revelations. How
Sure.
easy is it to conclude? Eddie, I've concluded I've got the best cock of all mankind.
Well, I guess
I've just concluded
it's true.
that
You
I've
concluded it.
I've concluded.
You have the best cock.
I've just concluded. I've come to the conclusion. These fucking motherfuckers. All right, so then, oh God. So yeah, there we go. The mass suicide. They rented a large house they called the Monastery in Rancho Santa Fe. That's like right down the street from me, by the way.
Yeah.
That ain't that far from me. Holy shit. Wow. So they paid $7,000 a month in cash. So that's
Wow.
one of the final levels of the Super Nintendo game is you have to jump around Rancho Santa Fe finding money, right? Like,
You gotta collect coins.
keep rent up.
To
Is
keep
it-
rent up.
Do you use box cutters for the castration?
Self-castration? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or scissors. Just old scissors. just
Oh, wait a minute. Holy shit. Oh God. All right. They would call. Okay, so all 39 were dressed in identical black shirts and sweat, brand new black and white Nike Decades athletic socks, and armband patches reading "Heaven's Gate Away Team."
Okay.
One of the many instances of the group's use of the terms of Star Trek. I guess they really didn't pay attention to Star Trek.
Yeah, I guess not at all.
So, after a member died, before this, a living member would arrange the body by removing the plastic bag from their head. So that's also probably got to be a mini game. you would
Okay,
think.
yeah.
You think, right?
It's a side quest.
The side quest. So is the final boss like you get to the comet and there's nothing. There's no like. Oh, I just cut my balls off for nothing.
Just chop my balls off, and there's no one here.
Shit, ain't that a kick in the head?
Ain't that a kick in the balls? It would be if I had them.
Are you renting this game or are you buying this game?
This might be a rental. This might be a rental. It might be a rental. Because you know what? At first, I'm getting a lot of Friday the 13th vibes from it.
Right.
But again, upon further inspection, it may be a great game that later on I'll buy. But I got to rent it first.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. What a ramble. If you, for free, subscribe, 5-star rating, positive text review, email us, ramble@theramblepod.com, all that good shit. Thank you for tuning in. We love you all. Stay safe out there. You know where to find us. You know where to love us. We will be back Friday for an all-new Ramble Radio. Until then, enjoy the music. Take care, everybody. We love you all. And I'm going to get those lyrics to you soon. I promise. To the
Do
two.
it.
Anyone else, ramble@theramblepod.com.
Lyric it up.
Lyric it up. Come on. God damn. Oh, yeah. What'd you do if you had like a brother you hadn't heard from, and you find out they joined that? You're like, wait, what? Well, that's where he's been the past 5 years? What the fuck? Wait a minute. These fucking cults. A
lot of stupid people in the world.
Yeah, boy.
Real fucking dumb.
If Trump told the 74, you chop your balls off, you'll go to hell. Okay, guess we gotta chop our dicks off. Guess we're good.
Make America great again. Just chop your balls off.